Hello everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the new series, the TTV Newscast. I'm Mesa.
Also known as TTV Gets Hype.
No, it's not known as that. That was a prototype, and it was Hype Machine.
Right, Hype Machine, or TTV Get Hype, or just anything hype, because hype, the hype, the hype. Anyway, I'm Keeney.
I'm out of order.
Yes.
I'm messing with the order on this. I'm mixing things up today, guys.
You're not allowed.
Okay.
I'm allowed to.
We have
you know
rules
what?
for
I
a
am more.
reason, Kenny.
Yes, but LJ, you're not allowed to joust.
I'm not jousting.
Okay,
Anyway.
so the format for this newscast is we pick like a maximum of like 4 interesting things going on in the community, and we'll run through them on a pretty speedy basis, but obviously still give our opinions on all of them. Something you may notice in these episodes is shorter amounts of people. That is a thing that is put in place for a reason. We have rules for a reason and all that stuff. It all will be made clear in due time.
A shorter amount of people, a smaller amount.
Shut up. So without further ado, here's the news for this week. In the news, we have Legends of Chima prototype video released. Hero Factory Brain Attack TV show videos also released. London Toy Fair 2013 coverage from Brickset. And Legends of Chima episode 3 trailer, guess what? Released. So 3 out of 4 of the news items for today are videos. So there's that. So without further ado, we'll start with the first one, the Legends of Chima prototype video. You both have seen this now. Just a bit of background on where exactly this came from. People were talking about on Eurobricks how Frost Beast, a Summer Hero Factory set, uses a certain blade in the TV show, like a sword. And then someone pointed out Ultra Bill Kragger from the summer will be using that blade. And then someone replied to him as like, no he won't, what are you talking about? You can see clearly in the picture we have he uses his own individual blade. And the guy's like, no, I saw a video a couple weeks ago where he had Frost Beast's blade. And people were like, can we see this video? And he's like, sure, let me go find it. And he posted it. So this guy like kept this for weeks. And then he released it to Eurobricks, and basically what it is, it's like a bunch of prototypes for Chima. Prototype sets, minifigures, artwork, construction, TV show, game, prototypes galore. And obviously the interesting stuff to me, there were a couple interesting things, one of which being Chima's been confirmed for 3 years. It was previously confirmed for 2, so this is nice, I guess, unless you hate Chima and you want it to go away. I would be upset if it wasn't confirmed Ninjago would be returning, so there's that. But the construction figures, you could see them for maybe 10 seconds as kids unrealistically smacked their swords together in brutal combat. What do you guys think of that sequence?
That was amusing. Actually, the whole thing was amusing. For the kids' incredibly false enthusiasm.
Yeah.
As always with Lego.
Yay! The pirate will break!
Ching, 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 ching.
Like if I have a commercial like that. Cling, cling, clang, click. His hand broke off! Look what you did! Uh-oh.
Yeah. But really it was kind of hard to discern any useful info because it was all in Russian, but I'll link it anyway if you guys want to look at the stuff. Another thing that was in the video was shots of 2 of the other summer Chima construction figures. Razor and Gorzon the gorilla, who featured an ammo belt strapped across his chest filled with bananas. I have deemed this the banana belt, and I will be procuring this because it's amazing.
I approve of the banana belt. I approve.
Yup.
Sure.
Alright, next up on the news we have the Hero Factory videos. These were also released by some obscure source that had them for a while and then decided to like post them. And these videos are from the TV show. There are 4 individual villain character spots showing their transformations, and then the most interesting one, Heroes in Action. And it's like an epic montage of all the heroes fighting a very notable thing is the absence of any lasers whatsoever. Strictly hand-to-hand combat and, you know, all that fun stuff. Occasionally there's some like elemental effects from their weaponry, or Bulk becoming Captain America and throwing his shield at people. But other than that, yeah. I thought it was a neat trailer.
It was. If they let us down after that, I will never forgive them.
I'd like to know when the show's gonna premiere so we could, you know, get excited. But as always, they're rather obscure about releasing this kind of information, and they typically don't release it until like a week beforehand. And they don't
Or a
release
week
it
after.
a week after. And they don't release it through any official channel either to let you know. It's only if you check Nicktoons' website and you say, okay, well, they say it's going to be premiering such and such a day. So I've been doing that when I know for certain, you know, I'll tell you guys and we can watch it. But till then, these videos are a nice way to tide you over. And those will be linked in the description. Perhaps the most interesting thing, and the thing that actually can promote a bit of discussion rather than just skimming over it, is the London Toy Fair. And this is the first in the annual series of 3 toy fairs that goes in order from London to Nuremberg, Germany, to New York, America, USA, where the sets are actually shown and good quality pictures can be taken. The London Toy Fair prohibits photography, and Nuremberg is kind of iffy when it comes to it. We typically don't get good quality photos, but we get a couple of videos that kind of skim over stuff, so it's better than nothing. But if you want good quality coverage, you wait for New York, which will be on February 10th to the 13th, I believe. London Toy Fair was on the 20th, Nuremberg will be on the 29th. But London happened, no photos were allowed to be taken, but Brickset was there in full force. And they released a series of 5 news articles, and we'll go over these quickly one at a time. The first did not really cover all too many interesting things that I'm interested in, at least. It covered Creator, Technic, Mindstorms, and then the collectible minifigures. However, it was cool, I guess, because they posted a picture in this article of that, which will be on the screen right now, and it is a minifigure, brick-built minifigure statue of Laval with perhaps the most oversized and disproportionate sword I have ever seen.
Yet the sad thing is that sword in minifigure form is oversized or disproportionate because that's the exact size of the minifigure sword.
Yeah. LJ, what are your thoughts on the huge Laval?
I want to take it home for parts. That's my thoughts. I know I'm not LJ, but he's being silent, so I want to take it home for parts.
Sorry. Yeah, Dad Laval after he's had too much chi.
Yup. Speaking of Chima, Part 2 covered the Chima sets, and there were a couple interesting things. We kind of already know some of this information because we already saw the prelim pictures a while back and we talked about them on TTV, but a couple new bits of info. 70107 Skunk Attack. And it's a speedoer that will feature Skin It the Skunk from the TV show that did absolutely nothing but, ruin the hide-and-seek game for what's-his-name? Warriors. And then there will also be a set called Swamp Jump, containing Ferty the Fox, another character that has not been seen as of yet.
These names.
4 actual sets: Warriors' Combat Lair, Eglor's Twin Bike, Gorzon's Jungle Striker, and the Lion Chi Temple, which actually it won a toy award, and I don't know why. And we can see the actual pictures of it, and I will toss one up on the screen and also post it to you guys. There were a bunch of pictures, but I'm only going to link one for time's sake, and that would be right there, as you can see on the screen. And the set, it appears to contain, that's not the complete set. There will be a vehicle or something to attack the temple, but that's the actual base of the temple, which contains Legravis the Lion, What's-His-Face the Lion, Linnox, and then Yule the Eagle, Manning, their effective turreting positions.
Actually, no, that looks like the Lanx or whatever has a cannon, and then Mr. Eagle Leader guy face has an actual Eagle Fighter.
That realistic beak.
And then there's like 2 speeders. And it looks like there's like 2 speedors or something.
Yeah, they do.
That
they
aren't
look
really
like mini
speedors.
Mini speedors.
But they're like mini speedors.
You know, I remember back in the day where good things won toy fairs, like 2001 Bionicle sets, way back when. Winning toys.
LJ, you're just bothered by the fact that your brother's name is Speeder. Not really, but you know what? That's his alias. And now we have to say Speedors all the time. Your brother is now a door. Your brother is now a door.
Yeah, I can see it. No, the thing is, though, this is just another temple. Why isn't the Ninjago's Temple of Light make it into this? What about that?
Is it because it was so small?
Like this! What about the Praga Stronghold? The Praga Stronghold is larger than this thing.
Yeah, but think about it. The Baraka Stronghold had a giant face. This has a giant face and an actual brick-built temple.
Okay, guys, what about Helm's Deep?
So anyway, moving on. Remember this scene in the TV show where Laval shot through the waterfall of the Lion Temple with his speedor? It was right at the start. He gotta get my speedor, and he launched out of the temple and he went through a waterfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually emulated in the set.
Trans blue pieces.
Yup.
The trans blue pieces on either side that are like one thing, two thick and like.
Yeah, they're meant to flip up when you shoot those bites.
Really underwhelming. Yeah, that's really underwhelming for a waterfall.
Yeah, it's the best they could do.
Not really, but okay.
Couple new
We
characters.
all know it's not the best they could do.
Couple new character names, mainly for the gorillas. We've got Gorzon the gorilla, which you already know, Gardo the gorilla, Grism the gorilla, and Galuna the gorilla.
Name.
Yup, and here's another bit of Chima-y goodness, a Kragger statue.
Yep.
Moving on, part 3 covered Castle, which it's Castle, that's actually coming back, and apparently they're not re-releases. They are actually new. Apparently, they're just inspired by old releases. But the actual sets themselves are new and contain new pieces and whatnot, but I could be wrong. I'm not an expert. Bunch of superhero news, which I'm not going to talk about in this newscast, because not only were there no pictures, but the sets displayed at this toy fair were incomplete, as in missing some of their minifigures due to spoilers, and we got really not fleshed out descriptions of the sets whatsoever. So I'm gonna wait for when we actually see the sets and are able to make accurate descriptions about them. It sounds like they cut a lot out so as not to spoil their respective movies. Just like last year, the Avengers.
Yep.
And then finally Galaxy Squad, 4 new sets. The Crater Creeper, the CLS-89 Eradicator Mech, the Hive Crawler, and the Galactic Titan, which is the largest set. So there's that. I cannot wait to see good quality pictures of those, because Galaxy Squad has been growing on me lately. Not growing on me as in I'm going to buy it, but growing on me as in I'm following it with rapt attention.
Not me.
Wow. I'm sure all the Galaxy Squad fans really appreciate that.
I'm sure they do.
Like Jove.
We have to remember though that LJ is just hardcore Bionicle fan, and he'll never forgive Lego for ending it and yada yada yada, and no line will ever be quite as good.
No. I have to forgive them for ending it. Better than messing it up later down the line. My thing is Chima. I cannot forgive them for Chima.
Yeah, there's one more. The final picture of Chima is a brick-built Mount Kavora mosaic.
And now you know why.
Yup. So now we move on to part 4, which covers Star Wars, games, and friends. So I am going to briefly talk about Star Wars, because Jove would have my head if I didn't, because I promised him I would. There'll be 9 sets released. Okay, 9 major sets. They got the Corporate Alliance Tank Droid, which has a new Jango Fett. It's actually a dude I know for once that's not like a Jedi. So
You go.
I'm not a Star Wars aficionado.
I'm so proud of you, Nessa.
Yeah. Homing Spider Droid, which features a bunch of people I don't know, like Adi Galia. We've got
Oh my god, Adigalia.
We've got the Yoda versus Dooku playset, Jack 14 Stealth Starfighter, the ATTE, Jabba's Sail Barge. We actually saw pictures of that a while back. That did look pretty cool. Same with the next one, Republic Gunship. Then we've got the Mandalorian Speeder, which has a new Darth Maul. The Mandalorian Speedor.
Oh my. That's annoying.
And then finally, we have Advent Calendar. For this year, like we always have, the Star Wars Advent Calendar, which contains Santa Jango Fett. Moving on.
Moving on. No.
Yeah, moving on to Brickset's final article. They said Article 4 would be the last, but they got so many complaints in the comments, I'm not even kidding you, from disgruntled Hero Factory and Chima fans that were angry because they left out the construction figures.
Yep, because apparently this guy is a hardcore system-only kind of person.
Yup. So real quick here, he briefly covered Hero Factory. 7 new sets, all continue Brain Attack. Appears to be 3 pairs of color-coordinated good guys and bad guys, which are in pouches. Surge and Dragon Bolt are blue and yellow. Stormer and Frost Beast are white and turquoise. I doubt he's turquoise, I really do. I think he just looked at the colors. Evo and Aquagon are a different shade of blue, black, and yellow. I suspect they have new heads and weapons, but I'm not an expert.
Yeah, that's sure.
The 7th boxed set, Jet Rocka, is either half man, half aircraft, or a normal HF figure in a strap-on jetpack wing contraption. And then he briefly went over the Chima buildable figures. There will be 6 of them, launched in August, 1 for each tribe. They're also packed in pouches and are very similar to last year's superhero figures in terms of size and components. They appear to use existing parts, and I suspect their skeleton is identical to those as well. Their torso plates are similar to the one on the Iron Man one that I have in front of me. They all have new heads, and some, like the lion, gorilla, and wolf, have large hands fitted with robot arms for fingers, and in the case of the lion, claws fitted to them. They each have a weapon which might be new or might be recycled HF. Eagle and Raven have wings made from the wing parts used in the minifig sets.
That means they are black.
No, it means they're recolored. Anyway, he didn't say they were existing, he just said they're the same piece. It appears there will be instructions to combine models to make larger ones. So there's that. Yes. I'm gonna skim over that. So, that's that. Get hyped for actual pictures. And now the final bit of news. Chima, Episode 3. It will be happening. Because Just Too Good on Eurobricks, that's his name, Just number 2 Good, he also has a YouTube channel. I really admire the guy, he puts like out news on videos about news for every single bit of information on anything at all. He makes a video for it and puts it on his channel no matter the theme. And he is like what I aspire to be. Not really, but that gets the point across.
You aspire, Mesa?
And this guy went to the Chima Challenge at Toys R Us, some kind of Speed Wars competition, where he was able to record footage of episode 3 of this show, when he probably wasn't supposed to, and he's posted it online for the viewing pleasure of everyone. It's a little hard to hear the audio, but you can get the gist of what's going on, and that will be linked in the description. Before you ask, no, there was not a release date. So yeah, that's all the news for this week. Do you guys have anything else to add on any of these bits of info?
Not really. It's been a boring week for my news that I care about.
Oh, Chima sucks. There's nothing much
really
to talk
fun.
about this week. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, no, Chima is good. Chima itself is good. Show stuff.
Oh, no, I really have nothing. wish there was something a little bit more of variety, like maybe some news on Ninjago, or maybe some Faber files.
Are there any?
Not ones that we've talked about.
Okay, well, we're not doing it this episode.
Yeah, I
Maybe
know.
Wednesday.
I know.
So I hope you enjoyed this first episode of the TTV Newscast. We'll be returning on Wednesday for your latest batch of LEGO-related news. And just as a quick note, this is not replacing the news segment on TTV. We are just doing this to shorten the length of the actual TTV episodes by covering news during the week rather than letting it all pile up. So, I'm Mesonak,
I'm LJ.
I'm Keeney.
and I hope you enjoyed the pilot of TTV Newscast. We will talk to you on Wednesday.
I mean, TTV hype machine.
No, I don't.
You're not gonna push it.
Goodbye.
I'm gonna push TTV hype machine until the end of my day.
You
I
do
know.
that. You do that.
I will do that.
Goodbye, everyone.
I will do that.
Yep.